Good morning. Hi everyone, my name is Jack. I'm a digital designer and today we are going to be redesigning some license plates. I just got back from Mexico yesterday. That's why I have my festive little, I guess, white dad on vacation shirt that I have going on, and got these cute little fish earrings that I bought there. So I'm still in kind of the vacation spirit, which is why I'm a little all over the place right now. However, I bring that up because on my way home yesterday from traveling, I was driving and I was looking around at the license plates, and for the most part, I don't really love them. I really like the Utah one where they have the arches in the background. I think that one's really fun, but that's for the most part the only one that I have found really that interesting or fun. So I think that's kind of what sparked the idea of maybe I want to do that. And I posted on my Instagram, I did a little poll between if you want to see this video or part 2 of Cayenne's hot sauce. I was going to do a little bit of merch design, and you guys voted on this one. So if you want to be a part of that, just kind of deciding what content I put out, make sure you follow me so that you can interact with those as well. But I'm really excited about this one. I guess I'm just ready to get into it. I'm going to do 3 at a time, and I'm going to start with the 3 states that I've lived in. So I grew up in Montana. I lived there for 22 years, 23 years, I can't even remember. And so I'm definitely going to do one of those. Currently, I'm residing in Virginia, and I've lived here for a little bit over a year, so I'm going to do a Virginia license plate. And then lastly, I'm going to do Oregon's. I don't even know if it counts because I lived there for like a total of 9 weeks, but for the sake of the video, I'm just going to be doing the 3 states that I've lived in, that I've had an address in. So we're gonna start off with Oregon, and let's get into it. Okay, so here are Oregon's license plates. They, or just a few of them, I just quickly typed into Google, and they're pretty fun actually. I like them a lot more than I like other license plates. I think that this one with the salmon in it is pretty cute. This coastal playground one I love. And you've got this Smokey the Bear one. I think that those are really I'm drawn to a lot. They're a little outside of my style, so I kind of been doing a lot of things outside of my style, so I would like to do something more comfortable for me, so they aren't exactly going to look like that. So I'm just kind of seeing what the base is of what Oregon State license plates look like, so that I know where to kind of jump off from and to differentiate. So visually, I kind of get the feel that it's a little bit more outdoorsy. I also got the feel of that when I lived there, and I think I will pull on that. All of these states have a very outdoorsy feel to them, especially with Virginia. As long as you're outside of Northern Virginia, you kind of get more of this adventure-y side. And I think that all of these I think will play a little bit into that. So Oregon has this famous rock called Haystack Rock, and it's on the coast, it's on the beach, and I've actually been to it, and I have a very fond memory with my friend Malia and it was just so insanely windy. The sand was flying everywhere, like you couldn't even hold on to your hat. And it was just fun. We couldn't stop giggling. So I think that I'm going to incorporate that. It's a little basic. I think it's a little on the nose, but because of my fond memory with it, I'm going to add that in. Cannon Beach is just such a wonderful location. It's iconic, so definitely going to play with that. I'm seeing this little sunset behind it, maybe sunrise, I'm not quite sure. And I think that seeing that looks gorgeous, so I might add that in as well. Usually on a license plate there are going to be other elements as well. There might be like a little bit of a slogan. Whatever location is in the background might be listed on there as well. Like here you can see Crater Lake very clearly. So I'm just going to kind of look up some things on Oregon just to pull some more elements in. Here it says that the motto is "She flies with her own wings." I don't know if that's true because I also found differing information about it. I like that motto a lot. I think that it's very beautiful, and they also have a Latin version of it. When I look at this site, which has all of the 50 US slogans, it says, "We love dreamers, things look different here, and Pacific Wonderland." I also really like those. We'll see which one fits the best, but I think that I'm leaning more towards She Flies with Her Own Wings. And then when I look up symbols of Oregon, I got some really funny things. There's the state beaver, state animal called the beaver, state beverage is milk, like what? State colors are navy blue and gold, which I'm pretty sure are Montana state colors too, so that's a little interesting. I don't know how that works, but basically I just have a few things that I want to pull from there. I'm going to quickly create a little bit of a mood board, and then I'll get going on actually designing the license plate, and then from there I'll just quickly make a mock-up and we'll be able to see it. All right, let's go into it. Okay, so I basically have just outlined the Oregon, the name Oregon that I'm seeing repeated on every single one of the license plates. I couldn't find the font, so I just image traced it. And then I found this license plate font online for free, and I downloaded it. I will include the link below in case you guys want it. I decided to go with KOW 1859 as what the license plate will read, because when I lived in Portland, a huge saying was "keep Portland weird." But since this isn't just for Portland, it's for Oregon as a total, I have it for Keep Oregon Weird. And then also, Oregon was established in Valentine's Day in 1859, which I think is really adorable that it was Valentine's Day. I love. But so that's where the 1859 comes in. That's probably going to be a similar theme between them. However, I'm going to keep the kerning a little wide between the KOW and the 1859, because I'm going to bevel this, which is basically just an effect that makes it appear raised. But in between the dash and the W, I will tighten up the kerning a little bit. It's just too big of a space between, so I'm going to bring it down to maybe even like -200. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. Just going to outline it, which is Command O. Oops. Command Shift O. And then effect 3D extrude and bevel. And what I'm going to do is hit front because we don't want it to be sideways. And then I'm going to go to this bevel setting. I will hit classic, and then I'm just going to bring the height down to 2 points. And I believe that is what we want. Let me see if I change the color. Will it appear? So as you can see, it appears a little bit raised, which is kind of the effect that we would like for the license plate. I'm just going to copy this, and then I'm going to undo what I just did because I want to keep the original copy in case we need that for mock-up purposes. But I just hit paste, and we got our original back. So now that we have that, I'm going to pull it off to the side, And if we look at the other state license plates, you can see that there's a spot for a month sticker and a year sticker. I don't know if I necessarily want to add that, but let's just go ahead just in case. I don't think it needs to be anything too specific. Okay, so we kind of have a little bit of the outline. I'm going to create the outline of the license plates. As you can see, these all have a little bit of white rim around it, so I don't want my artwork to bleed too much into that. So I'm just going to create like a little bit of a safety boundary for me. You can also do this as a bleed line if you'd like when you set up the document, but this also works as well in my opinion. Alright guys, I have finished the Oregon license plate. I really love the way it ended up, and I'm going to go ahead and mock it up, and these are the results. Now that we finished Oregon, we are going to move on to Virginia. Virginia is, I would say, to put it nicely, lacking in pretty license plates. That's not to talk poorly about it. That's just to say we have room for improvement, and that's really exciting. So I had an idea to do McAfee's Knob. It's a very popular hike around Virginia, and apparently it's beautiful. I have yet to do it, so maybe when I look up pictures it'll actually get me out there, because it's something that I've been wanting to do for a while, just haven't prioritized the time for it. So I know that that's going to be the illustration base behind it. Now it's time to bring in those little extra elements that oh my god, I can't stop burping. Jeez. Now it's time to bring in those little extra elements. I know Virginia's main motto is Virginia is for lovers, and I think that that's really sweet. And on the license plates, that is an option that you can have. It's actually a type of license plate that you can purchase now. However, it's just kind of plain white. It's not very exciting, so I want to take that element of the Virginia is for lovers with the heart as the V and add that into something a little more aesthetically pleasing. And that's kind of the basis of what I have in mind, and hopefully I can add some more fun things to it. So I guess let's get started. Don't be stupid like this person that's hanging from this ledge. That's very dumb. Don't be that person. Okay, so I am almost done with this Virginia license plate. I'm just tightening up a little bit of the kerning like I did earlier. I'm just making sure that everything looks good. As you can see, these colors are a little bit bolder than what I did with the Oregon one. I just wanted to have some fun with it, really bring a little bit of a unique touch to it, and really have a license plate that pops, because like I mentioned earlier, the rest of the license plates aren't really that exciting except for maybe this Blue Ridge Parkway, which I did take some inspiration from, but isn't like, I mean, it's fun, but it's not that fun. You know what I mean? It's not fun enough for me. So I'm almost finished up. I think I'm going to try to see if I can add some dogwood flowers to it, which is the state's flower, but I'm not entirely sure how it will look. So might scrap the idea, but I'm gonna go ahead and give it a try and then get it all mocked up, and then I will show you the final result. Okay, we have Virginia all figured out and finished and completed, and now we're going to move on to Montana. Montana is very near and dear to my heart. It means a lot to me, and this one's going to be hard. I don't really have a big inspirational direction that I'm going in because there's too many. I was thinking of maybe including a bison because those are really abundant in Montana. But I was also kind of thinking of maybe pulling off of just Missoula, which is the city that I'm from. They have two giant mountains that you can hike up to with the letter M in large concrete and the letter L in large concrete up on the mountain. But I was thinking of incorporating those into it. I'm unsure, so I'm just going to kind of start looking at some inspirational photos and see what comes to me. Okay, so I did decide to go with the Missoula theme for the Montana one. As you can see over here, it's a little blurry, but you got the L and the M, and here's a better picture of how it looks. You can just hike up to those spots. And then a big spot in Missoula is Big Dipper ice cream. If you're lucky enough to go there, you are blessed. But because of that, I kind of want to add a little element of that in there. And then also, this Big Sky script, I'm going to see if I can snag and add on to the license. I really like the way that looks, and potentially even this like bison skull to add that element in. But yeah, I'm gonna get going on that, and I will show you the final result as soon as it's mocked up. Alright guys, that's the Montana, the Virginia, and the Oregon license plate all redesigned. I went really fun with these. I had a blast making them. Forewarning, if you are also trying to make some mock-ups of some license plates and redesign your own, they are pretty hard to find. The one that I got was decently expensive, so I would just be aware of that, or maybe you have the skill set to make your own. That would be awesome. But moving forward, I'm probably just going to be using these ones. As you can tell, I used the bike license plate for Oregon. Portland is a very bike friendly, pedestrian, active kind of place, so I thought that would be fun and it was pretty fitting. But I think moving forward I'll probably just stick with this type of mock-up, unless it's also fitting to use the bike. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I think I'll make this a reoccurring series if you did, so please let me know. This is kind of the style that I like designing in, so I'm glad that I made this opportunity to do that. And thank you guys for voting again on my Instagram poll. Those really help me with knowing what you guys like. And as always, if you have any tips or tricks for me that will help me better my process, I'd love to hear them. Yeah, thanks for supporting me. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And honestly, these videos have been a little stressful the last couple weeks because I've been traveling, so it's been hard to make, but they're also super fun, and knowing you guys are maybe learning from them or just enjoy watching my process really helps me a lot, so I appreciate it. Thank you. But anyway, I will see you guys next Thursday, and I hope you have a good night.